Message to Miami Beach visitors from the mayor.
We don't want a spring break in our city.
After 2 deadly shootings, the White House reacting after a meeting between the leaders of China and Russia.
I wouldn't be surprised if there are some trade agreements.
The DC Bureau is live. Speaking of the White House, what is the cast of Ted Lasso doing in the briefing room? And the FCC releases new rules designed to stop spam text messages.
It's not your fault if you fall for a scam.
These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Leanna Bush.
I'm Kelly Sanchez. Today is Tuesday, March 21st, 2023.
Live from the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Our first pictures this morning of the major meeting between the presidents of Russia and China. Because of the impact this could have on the war in Ukraine, this White House is watching it very closely.
That's where we find DC Bureau reporter Claudia Morales live this morning.
I'm here outside of the White House, and the U.S. have reactions about a meeting held between Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin. According to a former U.S. ambassador, this could reinforce Putin's image.
I wouldn't be surprised if there are some trade agreements, some sales that are announced where China commits to buying more oil and gas from Russia, providing income to the Russian government to continue the war against Ukraine.
This is the first visit that the Chinese leader pays to the Kremlin since the start of the war against Ukraine. China claims this trip is a journey of peace and highlights Putin's government accomplishments.
Russia's development has significantly improved under your leadership.
Russia's president said that his government is open to discuss China's proposal about the conflict with Ukraine.
We studied closely your proposals on the settlement of the acute crisis in Ukraine. Of course, we will have an opportunity to discuss this issue.
But U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said that he doesn't believe the purpose of this encounter is the search for peace. The trip comes at a time when the International Court of Justice has issued an arrest warrant for Putin, and the U.S. announced another $350 million in security assistance for Ukraine. We know that the U.S. is now waiting on any information or alerts that indicate that China is providing military aid to Russia. In Washington, D.C., I'm Claudia Morales for the South Florida Media Network.
This morning, plans to bring back the South Beach curfew have been scraped. With 2 fatal shootings since the beginning of the weekend, officials approved an emergency curfew for Sunday night. At a city commission meeting yesterday, officials decided not to have a similar curfew next weekend. Mayor Dan Goebel telling CNN he's not a fan of having spring breakers in town.
We have the police presence we need, but events are still happening and crimes are still happening. So the only solution at this point is just to stop spring break, which is something I've been trying to do for years, and I hope we can find a way to do it because we don't want a spring break in our city.
The city manager will still have the authority to start a curfew in an emergency situation.
We are learning today that justice has been served from a case back in 2018. Yesterday morning, a Florida jury convicted 3 men in the murder of rapper XXX Tentacion. Michael Boatwright, Dedrick Williams, and Trayvon Newsom were all found guilty of first-degree murder. They will be sentenced next month.
A legendary rocker speaking out for the first time since he was attacked in Fort Lauderdale. Def Leppard drummer Rick Allen was attacked 2 weeks ago while grabbing a cigarette outside the Four Seasons Hotel. The suspected attacker, 19-year-old Max Hartley, was arrested and released on bond. Allen taking to Twitter to thank fans for their concerns over his health.
A South Florida street renamed in honor of a fallen Miami-Dade police officer. The Miami-Dade Police Department announced on Twitter that they renamed the street in West Kendall after Officer Cesar Echi Echevarri, Jr. He was shot and killed after trying to arrest a robbery suspect. Southwest 162nd Avenue near his former high school, John A. Ferguson, is now the street where his legacy will live on.
New policies in place this morning to protect your phone from annoying and potentially dangerous spam text messages. More now from the network's Christy Hernandez.
This past year, more than 18,000 customers have complained about those spam text messages, and the FCC is taking new steps to put an end to them.
The Federal Communication Commission voting unanimously to adopt new rules to keep scam text off your phone. Phone providers must block text messages from phone numbers that appear to be invalid, unallocated, or unused. The FCC also saying carriers will be required to block messages from phone numbers that claim to never send text messages and numbers that the government has identified as not used for texting.
This isn't going to be like an instant fix. It really takes time to make progress.
This move mirrors the government effort made to shut down illegal robocalls, including cutting off one provider from the U.S. network entirely. Now, a major increase in spam and text messages seem to have taken their place.
But it's really difficult to enforce it effectively and to get everybody on the same page because of technical challenges, but also because you don't want to be stopping legitimate communications.
Authorities say scam robotexts may be even more dangerous than robocalls because the text may contain malicious links to software that could infect your phone. FCC Chairwoman Jessica Rosen-Worcel saying, scam artists have found that sending us messages about a package you never ordered or a payment that never went through, along with a link to a shady website, is a quick and easy way to get us to engage on our devices and fall prey to fraud.
It's not your fault if you fall for a scam. That's the whole point. That's what they're trying to achieve.
The FCC may not be done taking action. The agency is also considering applying do not call registry protection to text messages. I'm Christy Hernandez with the South Florida Media Network.
A Cinderella story as one of the local college basketball teams is getting fitted for a glass slipper this morning.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
Jason and his castmates, and there's a real message around mental health.
The cast of Ted Lasso delivers a special message inside the White House press room. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
Looking for a sign that it's going to be a different kind of day at the White House. The President and First Lady playing host to the cast of the Apple TV show Ted Lasso about an American football coach heading overseas to coach a soccer team.
DC Bureau reporter Nicole Ardila is live at the White House with details on an impromptu appearance in front of reporters.
Actor Jason Sudeikis and other cast members of the TV series Ted Lasso visited the White House on Monday to talk about mental health issues, a key topic on the hit show.
It is an honor. It is truly an honor to have Coach Lasso here with us today. On a serious note, though, because this is actually very serious for the reasons that they all hear, Jason and his castmates, and there's a real message around mental health.
The show, now on its third season on Apple TV+, has a main character who is played by Sudeikis and suffers from panic attacks. The White House press secretary allowed the actor to brief reporters on the importance of destigmatizing mental health issues to help those who struggle in silence, encouraging them to seek help, whether it's from a professional or a loved one.
No matter who you are, no matter where you live, no matter who you voted for, we all probably, I assume, we all know someone who has, or have been that someone ourselves actually, that's struggled, that's felt isolated, that's felt anxious, that has felt alone, right? And it's actually one of the many things that believe it or not, that we all have in common.
Sudeikis and his cast members met with the president and first lady to discuss the important issue, one that Biden has repeatedly assured would be a national priority on his agenda since last year's State of the Union address. The actor said that the Biden administration is working hard to make sure that the options of mental health resources and care are available to as many Americans as possible. Details of their conversation have not been disclosed yet. However, according to Biden's tweet, a video of their discussion in the Oval Office will be posted soon. We encourage everyone, and this is a big theme of the show, is like to check in with your neighbor, your coworker, your friends, your family, and ask how they're doing, and listen. Sudeikis is also scheduled to continue this conversation on promoting mental health awareness by appearing on different media outlets this week. Reporting live, I'm Nicole Ardila for the South Florida Media Network in Washington, D.C.
The Miami Hurricanes women's basketball team are moving on to the round of Sweet 16 after beating the number 1 seed, the Indiana Hoosiers, in a nail-biter of an ending. Coincidentally, the Canes men's team also recently beat the Hoosiers this past Sunday in the second round of the NCAA tournament, but the stakes were completely different. After maintaining the lead against the first seeders, the Canes were letting it slip away in the final quarter. With just 6 seconds left of the game and the scores tied up, Hurricanes forward Destiny Harden hit a jump shot for the lead, and the last attempt for Indiana ended in a turnover. The final score was Hurricanes 70, Hoosiers 68. The Hurricanes will move on to the round of Sweet 16 and play the Villanova Wildcats on Friday at 2:30 p.m.
The Florida Panthers won their game in Michigan yesterday with flying colors against the Detroit Red Wings. With this win, the Cats move on into the wild card spot for playoff contention. Also, with a recorded assist in the second period, Panthers center Alexander Barkov breaks a tie with Jonathan Huberdeau to set the Florida franchise record for most career points. Barkov is just 1 point away from beating and could possibly do so tonight. The final score was Panthers 5, Red Wings 2. The Panthers will go to Pennsylvania to play the Philadelphia Flyers tonight at 7 p.m. You are watching SFMN Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how that dog was looking at me?
Radcliffe Art and Design Incubator is the velocity accompanying the fellow's rudder, as in a boat. Unless there is movement or action, the planned direction is of little consequence. We encourage the creative ideas into action, and from the experience of doing, we critically assess the feedback, adjust, and set out to rediscover the potentialities of an entrepreneurial mindset.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Break, I'm Kelly Sanchez.
I'm Leanne Abutalbush. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.